Hi everyone, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. Today's video is a little different from what you're used to seeing here on this channel. This isn't a tutorial, this is just me sitting down and having a conversation with you. Some of you are here with me since the beginning of my macrame journey, and I think I owe you some honesty and transparency about a decision I've made for my small business. I am going to rebuild my small business because right now, my shop, my business isn't where I imagined it will be at this point. So I need to make some changes if I want it to grow. When I first started my little studio, all I wanted was to make my macrame pieces and sell them. I started small, making my macrame for family and friends, then a friend of a friend. At the time, I also opened an Etsy shop, and I was really enjoying that season. Then, somewhere along the way, I started posting on social media, like we all do to showcase our work, and eventually I started making video tutorials for the channel. And I believe that's when the pressure to post often, to keep up with new patterns, started to kind of burn me out. And I began losing that sparkle. I didn't recognize that passion from when I started anymore. So, after a lot of thinking, I decided to put the little time I have into the things that are actually going to help my business grow and help me find my motivation again. This is a project I've been putting off for a long time, and honestly, it feels a little embarrassing to admit that. I think the lack of motivation gave me an excuse not to sit down and actually figure out what I want to my small business. For this new beginning, since I did this before and it kind of worked for a while, I'm going to start simple. I don't want to complicate things right now because there are a lot of things to figure it out. I am genuinely excited to finally be doing this, but at the same time, I don't want to feel overwhelmed and stressed out for no reason. So I'm taking it one step at a time. As for starting small again, I'm choosing to make cute, useful, and kind of a personal macrame products like the keychain you're seeing me making this video. I'm also thinking about bookmarks, bottle holders, little handbags, maybe coasters. And then once I have a good system going with those, I will move on to bigger macrame pieces because I do have this idea in the back of my mind of creating a home decor kind of collection someday with placemats, table runners, cushions, baskets. But that's a really big commitment, so I'm leaving it to the future for now. I also used to sell PDF patterns, but for this new phase of Studio ATK, they won't be the main focus. I want to put my energy into creating and redesigning the physical products first, but down the line, I will definitely slowly start releasing my macrame patterns again. And if you're wondering whether I will ever post tutorials again for the channel, yes, I will, just not as often and not as the main focus of the channel anymore. I want the space to be about my macrame projects. However, I also want it to be about my journey as a small business owner. Over the next few videos, I will be sharing the behind the scenes of rebuilding Studio ATK from scratch, from setting new goals to redesigning and making my new products, to everything that goes into writing this new chapter. I heard something once that really stuck with me, that some of the best chapters in our lives happen when we find the courage to change. Even when it's scary, even when people don't understand it, even when it means stepping into a territory that isn't familiar yet. And if you're watching this video at a point in your life where you're feeling called to change something, I hope you give yourself permission to listen, because we are allowed to grow, we are allowed to evolve, and we are allowed to build something new. And that's what I'm doing. Thank you so much for staying with me. I can't wait to show you what's next. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.